What's up, everybody? Gerard here as always with your 3T Podcast official YouTube channel. We are on my front porch. We are in nature. I'm feeling like Daniel Bryan a little bit right now. This is about as Mother Nature as you're going to get in Queens, New York City. For all my New York listeners, you know what I'm talking about. It's our Wednesday QuickTake reviews, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly of WWE programming this week. With a caveat where we're going to mash them together here. New format. This is also why we didn't have an episode last week. I really just wanted to condense it to just the good, the bad, and the ugly of WWE programming, both Raw and Smackdown. Instead of nitpicking little things on both shows to fill all the categories, I think if you just throw it together and have a general discussion of WWE programming this week, it makes for a lot more of a better discussion for me, thinking about stuff, and I think better for listeners. Now for Raw, the ugly triple threat for the King of the Ring Raw finals finals for the Raw portion of King of the Ring is going to be a triple threat match because they pulled the replay review like it's VAR or the booth review in the NFL. So Ricochet and Joe tied, which was garbage. Yeah, let's be real. It's a tournament setting. Pick a winner. They could have easily said, oh, it's a tie, let's restart the match. And then, obviously, Corbin is the third participant in the triple threat match. He had a great match with Cedric Alexander. Love how they're really building the Cedric Alexander guy up again. He's very talented. If you want to know how talented he is, check out his match on WWE Network with Kota Ibushi. Thank me later. Now, since they're building him up, they had the OC jump him before the match. Then he had about a 10-15 minute match with Corbin, which makes him look very strong. He kept in the ring with a Universal title contender after being jumped by 3 guys. Things are looking up for Cedric, and he's one of my personal favorites on the Raw roster. I'm glad he's getting something going. But for that, I think either Corbin or Joe advances next week for the King of the Ring. No 24/7 content on Raw. What's up with that? Now for the good. There's 2 things that really stood out for me on this episode. One was the Firefly Funhouse, which was hilarious this week. They did a whole lot of stuff with the Vinnie Mac puppet. So you had that, and I thought it was pretty good. Seeing Vince McMahon eat $100 bills. He was going to fire Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt was like, I make money. So he fed him money and still employed. Rambling Rabbit had the help sign. He got down again. He's trying to expose them. There might be Rabbit Stew in his future for the Fiend. And then he said, see you in hell, Seth and Braun Strowman. That, of course, is the prelude to his involvement in either feuding with one or the other for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Right? Now, the main highlight for Raw that had everyone talking was Bayleys' heel turn. Yes, Bayley turned heel, which was something kind of mentioned on the podcast a couple times and general discussion with the rest of the crew, talking about how they should have done something like this in the past. It's about time. She was flat and stale as a babyface as is. We'll see if it'll help her more. I don't know. I mean, her promo on SmackDown was kind of... I get where they're trying to go with it. They're trying to make her look like the hypocritical heel. But maybe just turn the vitriol towards the fans a little bit, because they started cheering her to start the show on SmackDown. But then you were giving her no reactions and or booing her since she's won the title. That's something that I think we'll see in upcoming weeks. It was good to have the Boston Hug connection together, I think. For now, Bayley needs Sasha more than Sasha needs Bayley in terms of character development as well as carrying an angle onto television. This is making me look forward to the Becky Sasha stuff even more so than I did in previous weeks, which is one of the highlights of the show the last couple weeks. So we're on the road here to maybe a 4 horsewoman tag team match, as on SmackDown they attacked Charlotte Flair with steel chair. I'm all for that, I think, or have them captain opposite teams at Survivor Series or something. This angle could drive them towards the rest of the fall and then into the winter time. As WWE's product gets a little slower, just put it on their back and they got it. The 4 horsewomen are both have different qualities that makes each other better, and I think we're going to start seeing that more on programming this week and in further weeks out going. No, on the SmackDown side of things, I was not disappointed with the King of the Ring stuff. Very, very good. I think Ali and Elias had a great match. Elias looked incredible. Probably the best he's looked in a while. He's kind of been the stooge of programming for Shane and Kevin Owens angle, and the Roman Shane stuff. He was the fall guy, essentially. So to see him picking up some wins is good. Ali, he's building momentum as a babyface. It was kind of one of these guys, they kind of both needed to win, but Elias kind of needed a little bit more. Now, for the other King of the Ring match on SmackDown, Chad Gable beats Andrade. Big upset. I kind of called it before the match. They did stuff with Samoa Joe, and it kind of feels like they're really building Chad Gable up. He's an incredible performer. I know he hasn't won everyone over yet, and I think a lot of people were disappointed because their pick was Andrade, right? He was someone I thought could have made it to the finals of this tournament as well. But what can you do? It's WWE. They're going to pick something a little different to throw the fans off. Because if Andrade won and the finals was Andrade versus McIntyre, everyone would have said it would have been predictable, right? So you need upsets. It's a tournament. It's just like any other, the NCAA, New Japan Cup, etc., etc. There's always an upset or two, right? Then going further into what on SmackDown, I also liked the Orton Kofi angle. They're very much continuing building it. One thing I noticed that is both bad and a good thing and ugly. Are they abandoning the Shane McMahon thing and Kevin Owens? I mean, I don't remember Owens on SmackDown. Maybe I missed it, but no mention of Owens, no mention of Shane. Kind of weird since they've been the focal point of WWE programming, right? I don't like when they kind of just throw something out there for a couple weeks and then pull it back. It's something they've done with Shinsuke a lot, and that's why he's still at a halt for the most part. You're trying to rebuild him up with the IC title now, but you can't keep pulling people in and out during the week. It's not going to get guys over, and it's going to make the angles feel even staler because they're dragging out longer than they should, right? So both episodes provided both good, bad, and ugly moments. Still going to go with our traditional ratings, right? So for Raw this week, 6.5 out of 10. SmackDown, 7.5 out of 10. Reason being, by the time SmackDown was over, I looked at my clock. I'm like, wow, it's over already. That's a good thing. I felt parts of Raw very dragged on. I got a little sleepy a couple times, not gonna lie. Not a bad week for WWE programming. Next week, they're doing the shows at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, the home arena for me. I love it there. Great shows. If you guys are out there, we'll probably have some of our guys at the show. I'm guessing it's local. Stone Cold and Undertaker are both going to be on Raw and SmackDown respectively, so that's something else to look forward to. And that means next week we're going to have an even funner review when we're getting older guys in there. It's the Garden, they haven't been there in 10 years. It's going to be fun. That's all for now. Right now, it's time for the merch plugs, the social media plug, all that. Links below to our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at iStrongStyle, at Through to the Table. Our merch is on Pro Wrestling Tees. We have 2 t-shirts on the way, baby. So you can get those 2 shirts. Awesome. If you missed the Labor Day sale, sucks to be you. Another thing we got is our WrestlePost app. We're part of their big network from promotions, wrestlers, podcasters, everything in between. So directed to pro wrestling. It's free. It's available on all services, I believe. Our podcast, which is going to be celebrating its 1-year anniversary in a couple of days, is on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, TuneIn Radio. And if you want, just like, comment, subscribe. Hit us up anywhere on social media. We're always answering you guys. And thank you for watching, and tune in next week. This is Gerard from the 3T Crew signing out.